Welcome to Hyperplay. An R36S. Or is it a clone? Let's find out. Want to know if you've got a real R36S? Well, it used to be the case. You could go onto YouTube and find a very popular video, like the one shown, 50,000 views and counting, thank you very much everyone, and be able to go through the steps and very quickly find out if you've got a fake R36S or not. Often you'll be able to tell by the packaging and the label, but no. Even the fakes now are able to mimic the labels, the boxes. It is remarkable how close the fake R36Ss skew to the real R36Ss. This was a genuine orange R36S, and this is the package of the fake R36S, which has just landed at Hyperplay Towers today. Same label, same box. Truly is remarkable. If you can spot the difference, then you're a better retro gamer than me. Not hard, probably. So the boxes and labels are like for like between the R36S and the R36S clones, but what about the device itself? Yeah, this one is the real one that we got about 5 months ago, and we ran it through all the usual tests. We checked to see whether the D-pad was round because of the round D-pad clone. No, our D-pad had beautiful squared off edges just the way it should be, and the buttons were right as well. No italicized lettering here like you get on the fakes with that funky X on a fake. And on it goes through the bullet point checklist, detailing all sorts of things to look at. Have a look at the RAM chip. You want 2 RAM chips where I'm pointing, but you can't see those if you don't buy a transparent device. Sure, you can compare the label on the back of the console, but that's exactly the same as the label on the real R36S. What about the batteries? Well, yeah, the batteries are identical now too. My goodness, there is still only one way, and it all revolves around those DTB files. But you'll never guess what the clone manufacturers have done. They have made it so that when you pop out the SD card from your fake R36S and put it into your computer, there is no way on earth that you can navigate to the boot partition of the SD card. It is totally locked down. We spent hours with MiniTool Partition Wizard, with DiskGenius. We tried imaging the boot folder onto a separate file and then reopening it, and all we got were hexadecimals for years. No, there is no way to access that boot folder to find your DTB files to check if you've got the real R36S. But little do the clone manufacturers know that they have shot themselves in the foot, because you can check the DTB files on your boot partition inside the device itself. No need for a computer, no need to take your SD card out at all. You can quickly ascertain whether you've got dodgy DTB files on your clone R36S, and this is how. On the home screen, navigate to Options and press A. Now you'll see on the second line down 20S files. It'll be a number and then files, and then you go in, and here you're able to see the emulators all set up for the various systems. Now you need to press B, weirdly, to engage in this menu, and it will throw you into halfway down the next screen. Now weirdly, up and down don't work on the D-pad. You have to press Start and Select to go up and down on these files, but no matter. Navigate up to boot and hit B. Now again, using Start, we're scrolling down all the way to the bottom, and there you have them, the DTB files. 2 DTB files just above the blue line. You might have 3, but in our case it's 2, and I can stop you right here, because if you have these 2 DTB files, you have a clone. No ifs or buts about it, and this is confirmed by the panel checker. What's the panel checker, you may ask? The panel checker is a very helpful website where you can load up DTB files to see if they are from a genuine R36S, but it has this note on the panel checker website, and it says just below the blue circle, if you see RK3326 EVB LP3 V12 Linux.dtb instead of the RK3326 R35S Linux DTB, then you have a clone. And that is exactly what is happening here, as you can see. We don't have the R35S DTB, instead we have the RK3326 EVB blah 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 DTB. We have a clone. Now we went through a long process to find that out, but we're letting you know that so that you can just get straight to it. Right, Let's say you don't have those DTPs and you have different DTPs. Maybe you actually have what purports to be an R35S DTB file, the appropriate one. Well, DTB files can be renamed, of course, and clone manufacturers have been doing that. So it's no guarantee that even if the DTB file looks right, that you actually have a genuine R36S. You do need to go to the panel checker. And this is how you do it. Remember that the DTP files are locked down in this clone system, in the boot partition that can't be accessed for love nor money. But what you can do, a very helpful trick we learned from a French chap on YouTube, we'll link his video below, is you can copy and paste the DTB files into another folder that is accessible on your computer, the EasyROMs folder. Here we are in the boot partition, joyously inside the R36S, real or fake, and you can press Y, and then you can copy the DTB file. And remember that it's B to confirm. So press Y, then the first option is copy, you press copy, and then you have to navigate all the way back up with your select button and get back to those three dots. Press the three dots and get back into EasyROMs, and then press Y again, and you can paste here, just on that line where it says dots. Now let's go and check that your DTB has actually been pasted into EasyROMs, and don't worry about copying and pasting the DTB file, it just won't matter. If you're worried, you can always delete it from EasyROMs after, but there it is, above the blue line, that dodgy DTB file. Yours might not be dodgy, yours might look right, but you'll still want to check that it is actually right and isn't a dodgy one just renamed. Navigate to this website, and then once you put the SD card in, you'll be able to upload your DTB file and identify your screen. If it says at the bottom the uploaded data does not match the content of any pre-existing file, on both DTBs, check them both. If it says that for both DTBs, you have a fake. If, however, it comes up with panel 1 or panel 2 or panel 3 or panel 4 screen, then you have a real R36S. But are we still happy about this R36S? Or rather, fake clone R36S? Well, we are, but we'll tell you why in a future video. Because in short, there's something quite extraordinary about it. Stay tuned to Hyperplay and please subscribe to find out exactly why. And we will keep you up to date on all things R36S. And speaking about R36S, do you know we've got 17 other videos in our R36S playlist, which we'll put in the description below, where we thoroughly review the R36S in 2025. We compare it to other budget handhelds and see where it ranks. We go on to answer your tricky questions about whether you can access TV out through the R36S. We've lifted the lid on R36S's best kept secret quick mode, a deep hibernation feature that lets you boot straight back into your game. And we also developed a grip for the R36S in conjunction with a 3D printer friend. It's an absolutely essential accessory. And even beyond that, how you can play some flawless Sega Saturn. Even the super rare Panzer Dragoon Saga plays a treat. So if you've got an R36S or you're interested in getting one, that playlist link in the description is absolutely essential viewing. Many thanks for watching. Please do hit that like button if this has been at all useful. And all that remains to be said is happy handheld gaming, whether you're faking it or keeping it real. Take care. Goodbye.